hearing so much about.
Sophia, honey, that show hasn't been on in years.
Is Hotel still on?
Yes.
Hotel is still on and MASH isn't? How gullible do you think I am? Do I look like Donna Rice? Change?
God, I hate that expression.
What is the big deal, Blanche? It's nothing. Look at it this way. You don't get cramps once a month. You don't go on eating binges once a month. You don't get crazy once a month.
You just grow a beard.
You, Dorothy? You were afraid of some big old strong strapping thing like you?
Who am I, Joe Frazier? I had a fear of flying, Rose, and then my sister Gloria got married in California. Of course, I had to go. So I got myself some therapy.
Baptist minister's wife at an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast.
Wow, that's tight.
Back in St. Olaf, when I couldn't sleep, I'd get into my pajamas and have a nice glass of warm milk and slip under the covers and count cows jumping over my bed.
You're full of grief about Charlie. I forgot to be depressed about the empty nest.
I never had that empty nest depression. I couldn't wait for my kids to get out on their own. I got depressed watching them grow older, because it meant I was getting older. They were like noisy little calendars.
To the funeral parlor. Perks, he called them. That's the stock you come from.
I come from grave robbers?
Grave robber, entrepreneur, potato. He had a family to feed.
I hated that cow. Bringing a pine log, check a bull for a hernia?
I guess the really rough part is getting him to turn his head and cough.
Come on, Rose, pick a category we can compete in.
All right, what about that dance marathon? Whose butt got whooped that night?
How did you know that?
Bless Ida Perkins every time he sat down to eat a baked potato.
When did you leave the home, Mrs. Perkins?
Oh, maybe a year now. I don't really keep track.
So what made you decide to leave?
Decide? Some things in life you never get to decide. Some things just happen.
I gave myself a perm and took up jazzercise. You bought a car without telling me?
How can I explain it? When I sat behind the wheel, people noticed me. People paid attention. That car was a chick magnet.
That is it, Stanley. That's it. Mr. Hastings, I need to speak.
Not now, Dorothy. I've got a show about to go on the air and no star. Jody, did you find him yet?
I know where Mr. Terrific is.
No, not Mr. Terrific. Mr. Mailman. He's supposed to be our guest host, but he's disappeared.
Oh, try the ladies' room. Yeah, I found him there once when he was playing Mrs. Nurse.
I didn't know we had a character, Mrs. Nurse.
We don't, sir.
In the over 80 category, you don't have to be. We were the only couple who could do the mambo without a walker.
Don't believe her. Your mother has some great moves. I'll see you tomorrow, Sophia.
Okay, Tony, take care. Give me a break, would you?
Run, get us the number.
Go on.
Why, hello there, Blanche.
Well, Dorothy, Russ, hi. What are y'all doing here?
Russell and I just entered the dance marathon.
Really? So did I.
Yes. It's for charity. Been subbing. A gorgeous gym teacher. Well, I noticed him a few times, and today, as luck would have it, I found myself right behind him in the line in the cafeteria after I butted ahead of 25 students. Anyway, we started talking, and in 30 seconds... Oh, Ma, we can't afford that.
That's the thing. The classifieds are filled with ads from people who couldn't find a hotel room this weekend and want to rent a room any place they can.
I'm not opening my home to boarders. Oh, they usually just turn out to be low-life trash who'll make a mess, and half the time you can't get your money from them.
Myra, please.
Who's on the phone?
Oh, it's that woman from the restaurant again.
Give me the phone. So, you're Myra. Who am I? Some call me Sophia. Others know me as the Terminator.
don't think I can stand it much longer. My body feels like a Corvette up on blocks with its engine racing and the wheels just spinning and spinning with nowhere to go. I feel like I'm going to explode. Dorothy, you have to help me. You have to do something.
Honey, there's nothing I can do, so get that look out of your eye and let go of my hand.
Isn't it wonderful? What do you think? Looks like a bathroom.
A bathroom that works, and you were so sure that we couldn't do it ourselves. Watch, girls, come on. 1, 2, 3.
It's a dream for me. Martha wants to commit suicide, and she wants me to be there with her.
And what did you say?
I said I'd think about it. You can't say no to somebody who pops for a $75 dinner. Tell them, Blanche.
Stanley?
Yeah.
I forgot to wish you a Merry Christmas.
It's on Christmas.
Oh, come on, Stanley. You're the most fortunate person here.
Big deal.
Stanley, you've always been able to turn bad holidays around. Do you remember
Jim Shoe? Jim Shoe? Oh, I get it. Jim Shoe. Very funny.
Excuse me, I am Jim Shoe.
Terribly sorry. I thought...
starting Tuesday? And Blanche is busy with her granddaughter, and Rose is... Well, I think a nurse is the way to go.
I don't need a nurse. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Oh, really? Then why have you been running me ragged doing things for you?
Honestly, it tickles me.
Look, Ma, I'm hiring...
Oxen, for God's sake. I mean, what made him think he could carry a TV?
You know how pig-headed the Germans are.
Oh, Jake, you're never going to leave my side. In fact, I'll get you a job with me at the hospital. Oh, they have a program where animals come and visit the elderly pets.
Oh, I feel guiltier than ever. Ma, I didn't tell a friend the truth.
Rose doesn't need to find out. We can move on with our lives as if nothing happened. Let it go, pussycat.
Dorothy, she's right. I'm going to marry Rose. You'll be the maid of honor.
No, that's right. The maid of honor. The guilty, sin-ridden, backstabbing maid of honor.
Of course, I lost my mama's jewels because of somebody else's energy.
I got no energy. I'm going to sleep.
Blanche, come on, don't be absurd. Look, we were robbed, and now it's over. It has nothing to do with energy. It has nothing to do with being single. It has to do with a lousy lock on a sliding door and...
Their gifts?
Oh, by the way, I want to thank you for not saying I told you so.
When you're as right as I am, you don't have to say it.
Well, I finished unpacking. It's hard to get a life full of fun into a substitute teacher.
It's a little surprise. We're not visiting Lillian as much as we're breaking her out.
What? We can't do that. I mean, that's wrong. What if we get caught?
Lillian is a great friend. Will you do it, please?
Well, okay.
Good. I'll keep the staff busy. You get Lillian.
All the way here from the dealership. I'm exhausted. We're going to have to take a cab.
Hold your horses. We got something to talk about. First of all, how did you rob that bank?
It was a magnificent heist. I moved with cat-like precision.
Rocco, you're in big trouble.
If you ask me, Blanche, your Uncle Lucas is nothing but lonely. Desperate, pathetic, and lonely.
Right.
Hey, Dorothy, you two might just hit it off.
Uncle Lucas is nothing of the sort. Dorothy, he is so excited about the state because I gave him a folder son, the cable installer.
So nice to meet you, Dorothy. It's funny, though.
What?
I've known Sophia for almost 25 years, and until now, I didn't even know she had a daughter.
I'm sure she must have mentioned me.
No.
Like this.
Don't be silly. I'm enjoying every minute.
Every hour. I can't believe the buses are so late.
I suppose I should call the kids again. Are you sure you shouldn't call your daughter?
Mother's Day isn't until tomorrow. She knows I'll be there.
thrusts my breasts forward.
Blanche, honey, you always did look pretty when you held your breath.
Jamie!
Well, darling, why do you look so stricken? He can't be...
Thank you. And so I was thrilled at Blanche. I thought that was wonderful. And then all of a sudden somebody said, well, no, it was Jay Sandrich in his genius. He said, if Betty plays another, Man Hungry, they're going to think it's Sue Ann Revisited. So let's make her Rose. Well, I didn't know who Rose was. And
Mother?
And I found you can't give a sponge bath without the patient's consent.
Oh, Ma, I'm so sorry about everything. I'm sorry I asked you to move that sofa. I'm sorry that you're sick. I swear I'll never ask you to move furniture again. Oh, God, I'm just so happy you're safe.
Speak.
Hi, Ma. What you doing?
Thinking
About what?
about wind, water, rocks, man's place in the delicate balance of nature's harmony. Where we're going, where the road ends.
Gee, Ma, I never knew you were so philosophical.
I'm not, so it's down infinity.
Rose, you're one of a kind.
That's what my husband used to say. In a lot of ways, you remind me of Charlie. The way you laugh, the way you dance, even the
Rose.
I sense you're not either. I guess the problem is to make that human connection, with the...
Oh, thank goodness we're home. That's the worst trip I've ever been on.
Blanche, how can you say that?
How can she say that? We lost our luggage. We slept in a hotel lobby. Our purses were stolen.
We won Zippo on the game show.
But we still have our friendship we made up on the plane.
Makes it easier to breastfeed.
You had a chin. But then, of course, we also showed home movies on your forehead.
How are you feeling today, Sophia?
My ear hurts.
Ma, you were in a walkathon. Why should your ear hurt?
From talking on the phone last night to hundreds of well-wishers.
Like I'm the only person who ever mixed a margarita in a sailor's mouth.
Hi, fellas. Here's something you two can nibble on.
And we brought you some hors d'oeuvres, too. Rose, isn't there something you want to show on?
Couldn't bear the thought of spending even one day out of the rest of his life without me right there. And then he said, Blanche, would you be my wife? And after I stopped crying, I said yes.
Blanche, you're right. Love is...
You broke your doll. It was 50 years ago.
It was very traumatic. She was my favorite doll. I didn't talk to Gloria for months, but eventually, Blanche, I realized sisters are harder to replace than dolls, so we made up.
Dorothy, I may be a lot of things, but naive is not one of them. Face it, your friend Jean is seeing a married man.
Blanche, that is absolutely uncanny.
I wasn't born yesterday.
We have your backing. You want to let go of my hand now?
I think he means right now.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Goodbye, ladies.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
Cocktails!
Oh, how classy. A tribute to Hop Sing.
Here you go, Sophia.
Rose, before you pass these out, darling, I want to say something.
Well, Blanche, don't say
Than she does about people.
Dorothy, you have a right to have your own friends, but sometimes it takes a good friend to point out your mistakes. And I think you're making one with Barbara.
How dare you make judgments like that? And how dare you tell me who my friend should be?
What's the matter, Sophia? You couldn't sleep either?
No, I was sleeping great, Rose. I just wanted to show off my pajamas.
In fact, back home, I used to run our town's Wilkenwagen. Oh, boy, was that fun. Whenever a new family had moved into St. Olaf, we'd all hop on the tractor and ride out to the new neighbor's farm. 30 or 40 of us carrying vats of smoked fish and big pitchers.
Exactly what I paid for the one I ordered. They made a mistake. They charged me for the inexpensive bed.
Merry Christmas from Neiman Marcus.
Sophia, she can't keep that bed. That'd be like stealing.
It's only stealing if they find out.
The Riders Living in the 20th Century by Malcolm Gordon. I see you used my title.
Oh, yes. Read on, read on. Dorothy, is something wrong?
This is exactly the same article that I gave you.
Well, it didn't need a lot of work. I didn't have to add much.
I noticed you didn't have...
Well, Rose has the date and I don't. What are the odds of something like this happening? There's probably a better chance of getting struck by lightning in a house you won from Ed McMahon.
Blanche, I'm sure it's a fluke that nobody called you for a date.
They must have painted the men's room wall.
I knew she was going to marry him.
But next week!
At our age, long engagements don't make sense. I have to go to bed.
Where will you live?
We're not meant to live together.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right.
I think so, too. In fact, I know so. This is exactly what happened during the Great Herring War.
The Great Herring War?
Yes, between...
Have you eaten? Well, I haven't. Goodbye.
Let's roll. Sophia, we can't. We haven't all gotten our calls.
Oh, forget it. She's not going to call. Hello?
Oh, now what the hell is going on here?
Let me tell you something I've never told a living soul. When I was unconscious, hovering between life and death, I began a journey toward a great white light. Along the way were all the people who went before me. I saw my parents. I saw your father. I saw the Ritz brothers.
Of course, your speech endorsing public beheadings with no trial, I think got him a little concerned.
I know, he wants to see me again, but I think it's personal.
In my day, we didn't have therapy. We were too busy looking for food.
Looking for food? You mean to take back to your cave?
You better keep an eye on her.
Oh, you're right. You better stick to her like a tight shirt on a sweaty farmhand. You know the type with the big biceps and the hairy chest just glistening in the hot sun? I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
St. Olaf has been using moose ever since I can remember. Of course, it's his own professional secret which part of the moose he uses. But it'll keep your hair in place in winds up to 130 miles an hour.
I just don't believe you, Rose. Ask. How's Sophia?
Well, she's over that crazy idea about Sicily, but she's still very concerned about going to jail.
Who wouldn't be? It's a terrifying prospect to think about. Prison, the coldness of it, the steel bars, the wedges of cheese hanging overhead. Awesome.
Morning, all.
Oh, Blanche, honey, how was your date last night?
Oh, unforgettable. Mel Bushman and I were coming back from a champagne picnic at Sunset Beach. We ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness, what did you do?
You name it.
Dance floor is out too unless she can find a new partner within the next minute.
Oh, yeah? Excuse me, sir. Listen, would you consider dumping your partner and dancing with me? Huh? Listen, sir, excuse me. Would you consider it? Well, I do not believe it. I simply do not believe it.
What, Blanche?
Oh, Dorothy, I just talked to somebody back home, and they are doing the most horrible thing. They are tearing down the most important building in Blanche Devereaux's family history.
Oh, my God, they're tearing down Mattress World.
Honey, you're getting sicker and sicker.
Just like my heroine, sicker and sicker. Though, of course, my heroine doesn't look like you. This is a romantic novel, not science fiction.
Remind me when I feel better to kick the crap out of her.
And if you end up in a puddle tonight, well, you just better break into Singing in the Rain.
What?
Say what?
You have no coordination. Obviously, the stories about all your romantic escapades have been greatly exaggerated.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Blanche, if you can't do a simple dance, how do you expect me to believe that story about you and the flying finale?
My name isn't Sophia Pahawkins.
Excuse me.
Rose, what the hell is going on?
Sweet Jesus, am I in trouble? Now I lay me down to sleep.
Listen, game.
Rose, let's go check out the coffee shop. Maybe we'll meet some cute doctors. Hello.
He's married.
Goodbye.
Those two here for a CAT scan?
How did you do? You lied to everybody.
You, sir, are nothing but a low-down, carpet-bagging scallywag. And as God is my witness, I will never shampoo your hair again.
And another thing, you'll never what?
Who knows?
Well, I guess you know how we all feel, so why don't you just get out of our sight?
It's much worse.
Blanche, what is it?
My life is over.
Oh, Blanche, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for thinking all those bad things about you when I thought you were pregnant. Like what a slut you were for having all those men.
Blanche, you didn't strike me as the type who needed a chaperone.
Well, as I said, it was a tradition. We Southern families stick together.
We sure do.
That never happened.
Oh, yes, it did. Blanche told me all about it.
She made it up.
I don't think so.
Look, nothing came of it. I did apologize to her.
And you lied to me.
Dorothy.
You lied to me about Blanche.
Dorothy, sweetheart, please try to understand. It was no big deal.
Please shut up, Aunt Blanche.
You know, back in St. Olaf, we had a surefire method for getting babies to sleep.
If Herring, Elk, or anyone named Sven figures in this, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I've got another one. Whenever my kids couldn't sleep, we always sang to them.
I'm gonna go for what's behind the window.
Will you take window 1, window 2, or window 3?
Window 3, guy.
All right, Dorothy, but first, let's see what you didn't pick. Behind window 1, brand new living...
They said it'd be fun to scare the hell out of the shoe sale.
Well, I gotta find Dorothy. I got big trouble at the apartment.
What's wrong?
When the people moved out of 3C, they left food all over. We're infested with big bugs. It's terrible. I feel like I'm
trying to give you a sense of moral responsibility.
Ma, what were you doing in my purse?
Stealing.
But Dorothy, weren't you supposed to interview for that vice principal's job yesterday?
I rescheduled.
For when?
All right, I rescheduled and then I missed the appointment.
Dorothy, it's happening again. You're losing control.
Ma,
Mom, you keep your will in the cookie jar?
Yeah,
Yes. Every time I used to walk in the kitchen, your father was in the cookie jar. This way he still is. I think I better warn you. I know how much you like my sapphire necklace, but I thought you'd get more use out of the pearl earrings. Ice cream.
My gosh, you're right. That is the best thing I have ever tasted.
Oh, this is delicious.
A lot about the two of us.
No, what do you mean?
The one thing you never do is treat me like an old lady. You treat me like a person. I appreciate that. You're a good daughter, Dorothy.
Well, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. It's all those other people.
Was there some kind of accident? No, don't tell me. If I get upset, I'll eat.
What happened, Rose?
They closed the center.
Not your grief counseling center.
No, the Kennedy Space Center. She wanted to be the first Lutheran on the moon.
Oh, you're out of the job.
Rips the guy's throat out. Look, I know you've seen this movie 6 times, so you shouldn't mind answering a few questions. Does this mean you've decided to run away instead of going to see that judge? Well, I can't make you change your mind.
Oh, stop your complaining. Mike was a very nice man.
He burned down a diner in Arkansas because his eggs were runny.
Blanche, I think you owe Dorothy an apology.
Oh, shut up, Rose.
Don't you tell me to shut up.
Okay, I will. Shut up, Rose.
Doctor, you see the way they always...
That was 3 years ago.
It seems like
Stanley
yesterday.
can't remember? Oh, damn.
What's the matter, pussycat?
I can't balance my checkbook. The hell with it. I'm only off by a few pennies.
A few pennies. To you, it may not be much, but back in Sicily, a few pennies could make the difference between owning a gun and having to... When we do, leave them alone. You're always here looking. It's sick.
I'm not always here, Sophia. I work.
You call me at lunchtime. Sophia, go take a look.
They need an aphrodisiac.
An African what?
An aphrodisiac. It's a substance that makes you feel sexy in football.
Actually, he was so crushed by my rejection that he gave up football and turned gay.
Blanche, you don't turn gay. You're either gay or you're not. You had nothing to do with it.
Dorothy, if he had been gay before, he would have had better taste in jewelry.
So you lost a good friend just because George made you feel guilty about it.
That's right. I lost a good friend and a wonderful companion and an excellent lover.
An excellent lover?
Did I say excellent lover? I meant...
Hey, Dad, I'm going to get frozen. I read a magazine article on cryogenics. I mean, they freeze you, and then when they find a cure for what you've got, they bring you back to life.
Rose, there is no proof of that working.
Oh, they've had great success with the Arctic beetle.
You have nothing in common.
And so Dorothy Parker turned to Alexander Wolcott and said, if you laid all the women in this room end to end, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Sit out there on his family's front porch in that old hickory rocking chair and whittle. Just whittle. I used to pass by there on my way home from school, and I'd say, "Hi, Ben." And he'd yell back, "Hi, Blanche. Stay away from my grandsons." Anyway, I realized that Ben...
It's me, Stan.
Hi, Stan. Come on in.
Oh,
It's good
Stanley,
to-
how nice of you to stop by. Bring me anything?
Of course. Now, who's my gorgeous gray-haired gal?
It's me, isn't it, Stan?
You're right.
Wow, a Game Boy. Very nice.
Sure is. Now, who's your favorite fella? Sophia, who's your favorite?
Where am I? I must be dead. Is this heaven? Sal, is that you, Sal?
Sorry, ma'am. Who's Sal?
My husband has been waiting for me up here for a long...
You jewelry.
Good night. Good buddy.
No, Rose, it's more than just a friendship ring. It's just that I want my ring on my girl.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
With one phone call.
To whom?
Nicodemo the Ugly. Whenever you wanted to look gorgeous at a party, you hired him to be your date.
You mean women paid him to stand next to them at parties and look disgusting?
Please, they paid through the nose. That's also how he usually gave them their change.
If it hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't believe it either, but while I was being operated on, I had an out-of-body experience. I was floating, looking down at myself. It was like...
But the mirror on your bedroom ceiling?
This is the lanai. It is wonderful in the summertime, especially if you like to sunbathe with your top off.
Oh, really? Really? And the neighbors can't see him?
Oh, sure they can.
The woman has slop embroidered on her underwear.
In both
I'm here.
destiny
I'm
and
standing here, and he's standing there, and
by God.
I
You are both
actually
to remember
love
that
him.
the
I
happiness
love the man, and
is to be found
not out of desperation. Dorothy Zbornak has finally conquered her desperation.
Dorothy.
I do.
Nothing to think over. What he did is sexual harassment. He cannot get away with that.
But I don't know if I can pass this course on my own.
Oh, Blanche, believe me, in the long run, you'll be so much happier if you use your brains instead of your body.
I don't know if I can. When I was little, I was always overshadowed by my sisters.
Did you not just tell my sister that I betrayed her?
It was the only way I could get rid of her. She's a nut, you know.
You see it too?
That's why I was so angry when she told me about that thing she had done to you.
What thing?
You know.
No, I don't.
I think you do.
Morning.
Good morning, Rebecca.
I got up early and did some research. There's a sperm bank not far from here. How convenient.
No kidding, did they have a drive-up or?
Was Molly Jane Doe, the town manicurist. For $5 extra, she'd buff more than your nails.
$5?
Well, it was during the Depression.
Hey, in Italy for $5, you got a woman, a manicure, a cappuccino.
I got you, babe. Babe.
Blanche, is there something I can get you?
No, thanks. Oh, damn.
How often does a hospital mix up two babies? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Well, have you?
Are you here for the methadone program?
I'm sorry, I'm here for my mother.
Surgery.
No, blood test. You?
Oh, is someone going into surgery?
Forgive me, sweetheart. Why don't you just get me a litter box to keep next to my nightstand?
Rose, is that a wedding cake you're making?
Yeah, it's my wedding present to little Joni Winston.
Oh, Joni Winston's getting married. How lovely. I wonder how she'll fix the hair on her ears.
He just walked in. He's a monk.
Must be a pretty reformed order.
Come on, let's get you signed in.
Rose, are you sure you're up to this? Honey, maybe you'd rather talk.
Oh, I'm okay. I can do this job without thinking. Okay. Name?
Zulu, queen of the dwarf people.
Should I? Oh, what the hell? Rose, what is Gowakanagana?
It's a lot like baseball, except instead of hitting a ball, you whack yourself on the head. After 10 whacks, if you're still standing, you take first base. It's usually a very low scoring.
Why didn't you tell me it was Father Leahy?
Well, I assumed you knew.
No, I didn't. I mean, frankly, I'm a little embarrassed.
Yeah, well, me too.
Well, what difference does it make? We can still be...
Oh, no! Oh, they've come to tow away our Mercedes.
Oh, now I am really depressed. I never even got a chance to ride in it. Boy, what a great idea.
Isn't it luxurious?
And the engine's so quiet.
When they're little, you protect them from the bullies on the playground, and later you suffer with them through acne and puppy love.
And the first date and the first time alone in a car, finally they meet someone who will love them and take care of them, and they don't need you anymore.
Little Richard was in Bermuda?
Yes, Rose. He was burying Fats Domino in the... Go ahead, Blanche.
Richard's always talking about how much his children mean to him.
You were a child.
Hey, we had comic books in Sicily. My favorite was Benito the Hood. He lived in the forest with his band of merry thugs. Benito was very popular.
You mean because he stole from the rich and gave to the poor?
I said Benito the Hood, not Benito the Idiot. He stole from everyone and kept it for himself.
You told me I was the only woman in your life.
You've insulted my sister's honor.
I don't know what to say.
I'll tell you what to say. Say ouch! Say that hurt! Say please stop hitting me!
So the two of you just...
So glad you're here. I don't have time to explain because I have to catch a plane. But this gentleman would like to talk to you. Merry Christmas.
Dr. Escobar, perhaps we should talk too. I'm Dr. Rooney from the Mayo Clinic. I'd like to fill you in on the particulars of this man's case.
About a woman who eats her way from behind the Iron Curtain.
I think we just better go to another hotel.
I'm afraid that would be an exercise in futility. There's not a vacant room in the city.
Girls, this is terrible. I mean, we're going to be on national television in 7 hours. We don't have any clothes, and now we don't have...
Look at you, girl. Terrific little figure, gorgeous hair, perfect skin, just like looking in a mirror.
Get some Windex!
How was your trip?
Oh, it was wonderful. I met a gorgeous single doctor on the plane.
So butt out, Rambo. I have a confession to make. Ma, I came here to beg you for the last time not to get married. I didn't want you and Max together because it looked like you were cheating on Pop. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I still think of it.
Oh, doctor, thank God you're here.
I'm not the doctor. I sell hats.
Mr. Ninevini?
Rose, who is this man?
He's my ice skating... Oh, my God, I must have called the wrong coach.
And last night was the first time you slept with Stan.
Oh, now that's a lie.
Oh, I see, so it was not the first time.
Oh, Dorothy! Dorothy! No, get out of my way, you old fool! Dorothy! Why won't you believe me? And better yet, why does it matter? You're not married. Okay, here I go. Hello. Oh, my God, no!
All right, so he's not a 10.
Blanche, honey, please.
Oh, my God, what in hell? Why do you look like that? I don't believe this.
Blanche, who is this?
If I didn't know better.
The work that you're doing for you?
I know I'm not always the first one to volunteer, but I happen to have an affection for bayous. Matter of fact, I became a woman in one.
I thought you lost it in a hot air balloon.
Oh, do you see that I don't need anybody's help?
You don't have to eat that cake.
Why do I get the feeling you three are most happy about the last part?
Oh, you mean us have some cake? Honey, we can't do that. We're dieting.
Sure smells good, though.
Looks even better.
Bet you it tastes even better than that.
You three are dieting. I'm throwing it away.
Don't.
On me? Oh, I could just die.
I'll bet it was Morley safer.
Oh, I thought I heard that doorbell. Gloria.
Oh, hi, Blanche. Hi, Rose.
Oh, look at this. My two little girls at home again.
So, Gloria, I understand you're,
Happier than I've ever been. Can you believe it? It's like I get to completely start.
That happens a lot with people when they retire. Maybe you should talk to them about it.
Maybe you're right.
Hey, everybody. I found the perfect guy to convert the garage. Follow me. Everybody, this is Vincenzo.
Ma, who is Vincenzo?
You know it's right here in my pocket.
I'm ready to wear the ring.
It's right here in my pocket. Rose, it's right here in my pocket. Oh, Sophia.
One's pinching your bottom. You're a lucky girl, Dorothy. I hate you.
Oh, this is just crazy talk. I think we've only been seeing each other for 3 months. I've never even thought of what it would be like if I were Mrs. Kenneth Whittingham.
Well, it's just nice to know there's still people out there who don't think the city's out to get them. Somebody moving in?
Hardly. With the three of us renting from Blanche, we're practically sleeping on top of each other.
Oh, you can't do that.
Well, we all wear pajamas.
Here we are not eating chocolate cake, which we obviously adore, because we want to stay very thin and then drop dead. That's nuts.
But we might be thin and stay alive.
But not forever, Rose. We're not going to stay alive forever. That's Dorothy's point. And when you're going to die, while we at the 4th of July picnic, the whole town is here.
To hell with this town. Come away with me.
But you're a drifter, Biff. I can't just pull up stakes and run off with you.
Please reconsider, Josie. You're the prettiest girl in the county. I need to have your answer now. What's it going to be?
I want you to...
This is not just a plate, mister. This is a family heirloom. It's great-great-grandma Nyland's ceremonial wedding plate.
A wedding plate?
Yes. The bride's family fills the plate with fruit, and then at the wedding all the guests eat from it. And when the last piece is gone, that's when the bride and groom leave to start their wedding night, which takes place in...
Now, Sophia, I was getting ready to go to the shelter. What are you doing here?
Angelo, you're my big brother. I can only come to you. I'm in trouble.
Then the boy will marry you.
It was an accident. A delicious accident.
Well, Ma, I just can't do it now. I'm going to be teaching that honors program class, and it's going to be a challenge. I'm going to have students who know that Chekhov is a brilliant Russian playwright, not the guy who was the navigator on the Enterprise.
My fingers to the bone 12 hours a week at the museum. Picasso on your left, snack bar downstairs. It's a wonder I'm not an alcoholic.
What I meant was, how about working for me? I'm swamped with this project for Enrique Mas, and there is money for an assistant.
Tell me more.
Well, we're compiling statistics on...
Mama on a deathbed?
I promised Mama I'd marry Benito, the town's organ grinder monkey hat manufacturer.
And you didn't do it?
Please. I loved my mother dearly, but I had my own life to live, and I guess you did too, Angelo.
Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, of course, Uncle.
Yeah, yeah, she loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 you call that music? Heidi, Heidi, ho. Now that's music.
Ma, even you can't spoil my good mood. Oh, what a glorious day.
Oh, you must have had a great time at Beatlemania last night.
Fabulous. It was just like seeing the Beatles.
2 weeks ago. I got the heart of a 12-year-old. Rose, whatever you want to do is fine with me. I just like being with you. Hey, I better pack my stuff.
Arnie?
Yeah.
I want to give you something personal, something from the heart. The most beautiful thing I own to the most beautiful person I know. Let me see, I guess that would be my emerald earrings. I'm sure as hell not going to give you those. But I do want to give you something.
I feel like a complete fool.
Oh, sweetheart, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Back when I was in the Army, inside my locker, I kept a picture of Betty Grable. And she was wearing a lot less than you were wearing in my birthday photo. Sweetheart, she was the darling.
Guido Spirelli? It's me, Sophia. I've come a long way to speak to you. Many years ago, I wronged you. I broke your heart, and because of that, I've been suffering all these years. I just want you to know how sorry I am. From the bottom of my heart, Guido, I apologize. Don't let your ego get involved.
My ego is not involved. Look, I'm nobody special, Ma. I'm just an average citizen. I saw another citizen and I reached out. A man changed his life and I'm just somebody who helped him do it. Me, Dorothy Spornak, miracle worker. Difficult to hear, but you're probably right.
I knew you were a quack. If you were a legitimate shrink, you would have strung us along for months.
Yes, I feel just as bad as you do.
Oh, yeah? Did you have an angry Viking yelling Scandinavian swear words at you on the phone this morning?
My guess would be no.
Rose, as I told you last night, your cousin is a very sensitive man. I just have to find the right time and place, and I'll let him down.
Remember your hunch about your nephew, Angelo? You said one day he'd be Pope.
Dorothy, you gotta pay attention. I said one day he'd sell dope. What do you think he went to Attica for, the volleyball program?
The three of us thought it might be fun to go away for the weekend. So we went away to this cute little woodsy mountain retreat. Well, when we got there, were we in for a surprise?
Isn't this lodge great?
Oh, boy, it sure is. It's just so beautiful up here. The fresh air and the wide open spaces. You know, being in the mountains.
Well, you can help me. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Frank.
I just found out I'm the most boring person alive.
Did something happen to Regis Philbin?
No. I was listing my accomplishments for the St. Olaf Woman of the Year, and it wasn't until I saw them in black and...
I don't like seeing you in pain. You still angry with me?
What for? For trying to stop your daughter from making a mistake?
Somebody has to. You kids get to be middle-aged. You think you know everything.
I don't care what you say. You were speeding.
So what did you think of the apartment?
Too many old people. All those hearing aids interfere with the cable TV. You want to like? From the second he stepped out on the stage, I don't know. Something happened.
You fainted, that's what happened. I spent the rest of the evening in the ladies' room trying to revive you. It wasn't until a couple years later that I got another chance to see Sinatra. Stan bought tickets for my birthday, but 2 weeks before the concert, he...
This has been a great day, Mr. Matsumo.
Toshiro.
This has been a great day, Toshiro. And driving your lawn boy was so
Husband. Well, not necessarily a bad person. Sometimes circumstances... Oh. You were talking before.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Duchess!
Gentlemen, our charity dance marathon is now entering its 7th hour. Let's give our contestants a great big hand.
Hi, girls. How are you holding up? Oh, fine. Just doing fine.
Terrific.
You know, this reminds me of the...
Pepperoni to bring to her family's table. She gets hysterical. She starts to run. She runs through the field, the meadow, over the hill until she comes to a raging river filled with pepperoni swimming upstream.
Pepperoni swimming upstream.
Yeah, I know it's odd. Pepperoni is a land meat.
Because you're good, and good can't see evil.
No, I am the evil one. I kissed Miles.
I know you kissed Miles. I saw you.
No, before that. It was earlier and longer.
Rose, it just happened. I mean, evil took over my lips. I feel so guilty.
We both.
There, I knew you could do it. Oh, I've just been so dumb about this whole thing. Should have respected what you wanted to do.
You really mean that?
Yes, I do. Let me drive you to the airport, and we'll think up baby names on the way.
Great. I'll go get rid of the cab.
Oh. You're gonna take all the guff I got, and you're gonna like it.
Oh, no, like it.
All right, everybody, now shut the hell up.
I'm in charge here. From now on, everyone listens to me.
Why should we listen to you?
Because I happen to be the most decorated pioneer scout in the history of northern Minnesota. I can build a 100-foot rope bridge.
Rose, he was in the witness protection program. He lied about his job, his past, his name, everything.
Well, it is already paid for.
We're going out now.
Nice.
I'm working off all my excess sexual energy.
Why don't we just hook you up to the toaster and make Pop-Tarts?
Don't make fun, Dorothy. This is the 5th Friday night in a row I haven't had a date.
Honey, you're just in a little slump.
Is that what this is? I've never been in one before. Well, you. I just figured out what's going on here.
Blanche.
You were sore at me for inviting your friend without asking you, so you had this guy to come over and teach me a lesson.
And last night was the first time you slept with Stan.
Oh, now that's a lie.
Oh, I see, so it was not the first time.
Oh, Dorothy! Dorothy! No, get out of my way, you old fool! Dorothy! Why won't you believe me? And better yet, why does it matter? You're not married.
I know. I'm sorry, honey. I'm just scared.
Well, it's understandable.
No, it's surprising. You know, when I was married to Stan, there were moments when I'd look at my life and think, oh, my God, what if I lost him? Well, I guess you can't just turn your back on 38 years of living because part of me feels that way right now. And
If she spits up pea soup and her head spins around, we're in big trouble.
It is the consensus of the committee that the promoter's petition for the outdoor Menudo concert be denied. Next on the agenda is the proposal
For a visit. He can't even stay. How am I going to move on? How's my heart ever supposed to heal with Miles here?
Do you really think I'm self-centered? World, if you want to see a naked whale. part of your bathtub. Oh, that does it, Missy. All right, this means war. We'll both keep going. We'll just see who he picks for his sculpture.
Fine, it's gonna be me.
No, it's not. It's going to be me.
Girls, I think
How dare you? What kind of a woman do you think I am?
Come on, relax.
Relax. Don't you tell me to relax. I am not accustomed to being manhandled.
I thought you'd be flattered.
Well, I'm not. Pardon my strong language, but you, sir, are no gentleman.
Well, I'm sorry.
He's your uncle, but you have to realize that we're both adults and capable of a caring, warm relationship.
How was the sex?
So good we named it!
May God bless and oi!
Oh, look, a holy man in need of help. Let me help you, oh holy man.
Important man in my life. But as much as I cared about him, I can't help but care about you too. You're like a sister to me, and I can't throw that away. So, I forgive you for being a moralless, emotionally needy.
Maybe it isn't a heart attack.
Oh, Rose, honey, she's 80. At 80, something's got to go.
Well, not necessarily. My grandparents lived to their 90s. One was 102.
In Minnesota.
So?
Rose, you know how they freeze dead people to preserve them and then bring them back? Go down the stairs. Here's where you move your feet. Move. Take off the gloomy mask of tragedy. It's not just she was so good at home. You look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile. Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin. Stick it out.
And at the information desk was this huge train schedule. And next to every departure, it said Destination Heaven. My first thought was, gee, what a great title for a movie. My second thought was, damn, I'm dead.
$2.50.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to talk again like human beings, like friends.
I said $2.50, Stan.
Dorothy, what's happening to us?
I don't know. I was thinking about it myself.
Good old synergism. You have no idea what it means, do you? Not a clue.
Synergism is the powerful energy that is generated by two people engaged in the same activity. Up till now, I had no idea it could occur outside of Howard Johnson's motor lawn.
Oh, Angelo, actually, we've all been deceitful, too. Stanley and I are divorced. I hope you're not disappointed.
No, I'm thrilled. I never liked him. He's a yacht.
And we're not. People at the club asked me to.
Well, Rose, why would you do such a cruel thing to me?
Well, Blanche, there could be two explanations. Either I was getting back at you for taking my earrings, or... Oh, who are we kidding? That's why I did...
So, when I say action, you pick up the pizza, taste it, and say, that's a mighty tasty pizza. Is everybody ready?
Yeah, just one thing. Do I look at my mother or at the camera?
Look at the camera, and here's a little tip.
Rose Blanche is that little floozy.
You mean she's at the 50, the 40, the 30.
Blanche, it's you! Oh, you're getting so good at that, Rose. Now, who's that over there?
It's back in Brooklyn. Ebbets Field. Remember those warm summer nights, sitting in the bleachers, eating hot dogs, rooting for the Dodgers and kissing passionately between innings?
Stanley, you never took me to Ebbets Field.
No?
No!
Watering now, Blanche. Keep living.
Hi, girls.
You two are back early. Of course we're back early. Ken called before. He says he needs to talk to Dorothy about something very important.
Dorothy!
My God, Dorothy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dorothy. How was your date? Did you have a good time?
Oh, Blanche, I can't thank you enough. I had a fantastic time.
Well, now, didn't I tell you? Go on now, don't...
Back in Minnesota, we'd settle this kind of a dispute with some good-natured log rolling.
Sorry, Rose, my log is in the shop. What do we do now? Toss a coin?
Okay.
All right.
I'll take tails.
Okay. Tails. You win.
Where's J.C. Penney's? Where everybody starts making fun of the fat lady underwear. What do you suppose it means?
But you spent too many years sleeping on curlers. Ma, you can't sleep either?
No, I'm sleeping so good I thought I'd come
checks anymore. Well, I can't afford to live without that pension.
Well, honey, now let's not panic. I'm sure they can't just cut you off.
She's right. There has to be a good explanation. Honey, you'll call them tomorrow. Everything will be fine.
Well, what if it's not? What if I can't pay my own way? What if I can't afford food? What if I have to sleep outside in some park?
Thought your father called for me and proved to you I'm not totally crazy.
Ma, remember, it's only a carving. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Hey, I may be fading, but that's the sweetest thing that man ever did for me. I know that heart's behind the door.
I met Mr. Terrific.
Rose, don't be so quick to judge. I once thought I had met Mr. Terrific. Turned out there was also a Mrs. Terrific. I found myself ducking a Mr. Boz.
You don't understand. I really met Mr. Terrific at the mall. He was signing autographs.
He didn't want it. He said there's a nick in it. We have to have a return policy.
Girls, listen, let's face it, all that so-called junk out there has too many fond memories for all of us. We're never going to be able to part with it.
Yeah. We might just as well call this whole garage sale off.
Stu, this is such a coincidence. I was driving down Biscayne Boulevard.
No. Please, I cannot bear that again. She was listening to her car radio. Big band, not all talk. There was a contest. Something about a little voice, a lucky number, and a dime and a door handle. Then bim, bam, boom, she won the tickets.
Take a...
माजलय म्हणून गाजलय भल्या भल्याला पाणी माजलय माजलय म्हणून गाजलय भल्या भल्याला पाणी माजलय कोणी किती बी करा डाव नाही लागणार कोणाला ठाव दोन्ही साऱ्याच्या माझं नाव तर तो कपतो कौलुक गाव कोणी किती बी करा डाव नाही लागणार कोणाला ठाव कोणी साऱ्याच्या माझं नाव थर थर कापतो कौलुक गाव